The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly before the human exploration fleet. Stars sparkled like distant lanterns, and the black void seemed to whisper secrets only the brave could hear. Commander Elena Voss stood on the bridge of the flagship Resolute, her eyes scanning the star charts. The mission was simple, or so it seemed. Humanity had reached the outer edge of the known galaxy, a place where no human had gone before. The crew had been alert for weeks, monitoring strange energy fluctuations. Suddenly, the quiet hum of the ship's systems changed. A signal appeared on the monitors, a pattern that made no sense. It was not random, nor was it natural. It pulsed with rhythm like a heartbeat. The officers exchanged uneasy glances. "This isn't from any known civilization," said Lieutenant Marcos, his voice low. "It's deliberate." Elena frowned, gripping the railing. "Run a full analysis. I want every frequency measured, every pulse decoded. This signal, it's a message, I'm sure of it." The ship's AI, Halcyon, worked silently. Data scrolled across the screens as it decrypted the alien pulses. The patterns were complex, almost musical, yet beneath the melody was something darker. A warning. The message was old, older than any human record, but it carried intent. Someone or something was observing. As hours passed, tension grew. The fleet had grown used to the emptiness of space, yet the arrival of the signal made it feel alive. The crew whispered about alien empires that might still linger in these sectors, civilizations that had ruled galaxies before humans even left Earth. In the observation deck, young Ensign Raina Kim watched the stars pass by. "Do you think they know we're coming?" she asked quietly. Elena did not answer immediately. She stared at the pulse patterns, a sense of unease crawling over her. "They might," she said finally, "and if they do, they will be ready." Suddenly the signal changed. Its rhythm quickened, almost as if it was responding to the fleet's presence. Lights flickered on the bridge, screens flashed warnings, but Halcyon remained calm. "Unknown energy spikes detected," Halcyon said. "Recommend caution, Commander." Elena's mind raced. What kind of civilization leaves a warning like this? Are they hostile? Or is this a test? Before an answer could come, a shadow appeared on the long-range sensors. A massive object, dark and metallic, drifted through the void. It was enormous, larger than any human ship, shaped like nothing they had seen before. Its surface shimmered with strange energy, the same pulse as the signal. The crew gasped. This was no probe. This was deliberate. Someone had come to watch humanity. Marcos adjusted the scanners. "Commander, this object is active. It's emitting power readings unlike anything we've seen. Weapons, energy shields?" Elena's heart pounded. "All hands, battle stations. But yeah, stay alert. I don't want us to fire first unless we're attacked." The fleet moved cautiously. The silent object drifted, unhurried, almost regal. There was no aggression, yet its presence felt threatening. It was as if the universe itself had sent a warning. You are not ready. Yet you survive. Hours passed, the tension thickening. The signal never stopped. It pulsed like a heartbeat of the cosmos, a reminder that humanity was small in a vast, uncaring galaxy. But for the first time, humans were not afraid. They were determined. On the communications console, Halcyon decrypted a fragment of the message. Elena leaned in, her eyes narrowing. "It's a name," Halcyon said. "A name of a star system. And a warning, do not come closer." Elena's lips pressed into a thin line. "Too late," she whispered. Humanity had already crossed the threshold. The fleet was within their territory, unknowingly stepping into the eyes of an ancient power. The crew worked tirelessly, trying to understand the signals. Yet no one could deny the sense of being watched, judged, measured. Every maneuver, every scan, every decision was under scrutiny. At night, in the small moments when the bridge was empty, Elena thought about the humans who had started this journey centuries ago. They had been explorers, dreamers, warriors, and now they were the defiant ones. Somewhere in the galaxy, an ancient empire had noticed, and they would not forget. The signal changed again, this time splitting into multiple channels, each more complex than the last. The fleet's sensors began to overload. Crew members clutched consoles, struggling to process the incoming data. It was beautiful and terrifying at the same time, like watching a storm form in slow motion. Raina, who had been silent for hours, finally spoke. "Commander, It's almost like it's trying to communicate. To test us, Elena nodded slowly. Yes, and humanity will answer. Not with fear, but with courage. That is what makes us different. In that moment, a distant star flared. It was small, almost invisible. Yet it caught everyone's attention. The pulse of the signal seemed to align with it, as if the star itself was part of the message. Prepare for first contact, Elena ordered. We don't know what's coming, but we will be ready. Humanity has crossed into the unknown, and we will not turn back. The fleet moved forward. The silent signal pulsed faster, almost eagerly, as if aware that humans had understood its meaning. Somewhere in the void, an ancient power stirred, and for the first time it noticed humanity, and humanity, unaware of the full scale of the Watchers, dared to continue. The stars stretched endlessly, but the pulse of the silent signal followed them, a haunting reminder that the universe had eyes, and it had begun to pay attention. Far beyond the reaches of human space, in a galaxy veiled by countless stars, the Council of Stars convened. Ancient beings older than most civilizations could imagine floated in a circular chamber. Their forms were strange, some humanoid, others entirely alien, glowing or shifting shapes, each radiating immense power. The chamber was silent at first, as if the universe itself had paused to listen. The humans have crossed the boundary, said Thalcorin, a towering figure with silver skin and eyes like molten metal. His voice echoed through the chamber, vibrating in the minds of all present. They are bold, reckless, whispered another, small but fierce, with translucent wings that shimmered with colors no human could name. A third, older than stars themselves, spoke slowly. They should not exist in this sector. Their kind is young, fragile, and insignificant. Yet, they endure, the council murmured, a sound like the rustle of dying leaves. They had been watching civilizations rise and fall for eons, and humans, in their brief history, had caught their attention. Humans were nothing compared to the might of these empires, yet they persisted. Thalcorin slammed a clawed hand against the central console. Send a warning fleet. Show them the power of the ancients. Let them kneel before the Council of Stars. A bright, shifting being spoke urgently. Are you certain? They have already crossed our borders. They are not like the others, I sense. Potential, danger. Potential or not, they are defiant, Thalcorin said coldly, and defiance is unacceptable. The chamber's light dimmed and holographic images appeared. Human ships, small but numerous, moved into sectors once thought empty. Their designs were crude by the Council's standards, yet elegant in their practicality. The humans did not hide. They advanced unafraid, even as unknown powers watched. One of the council members tilted their head. They are clever and stubborn. I have seen their tactics in the records. They adapt quickly. They survive when others would fall, perhaps. They are not to be underestimated. Another voice, ancient and deep, hummed through the chamber. They are young, yes, but young can be dangerous. They have no fear, and that makes them unpredictable. I do not like unpredictability. Thalcorin narrowed his eyes. Then we shall remind them why empires like ours rule the galaxy. Deploy the fleet. Show humanity the consequences of trespassing. Let them know fear. The council chambers shifted, morphing into a map of countless star systems. Points of light blinked, each representing fleets ready for battle. They moved with perfect synchronization, ancient technology guided by intelligence far beyond human comprehension. A small voice broke the tension. And if they resist? Thalcorin's eyes flared. Then they will fall. Yet part of me wonders, what is this defiance? I have watched many civilizations. They crumble before our power. Humans, they are different. I feel curiosity. The winged being asked, Do you mean fear? No, Thalcorin said slowly. Curiosity. They do not bow. They do not flee. They watch. They learn. And yet they challenge. We must see this through. They will either kneel or be destroyed. Holograms shifted again, revealing the humans' secret bases, their fleet formations, and their exploration ships. The council studied them, noting both weaknesses and strengths. But there was something unusual. The humans' willingness to act without hesitation, their courage in the face of uncertainty. I have seen empires destroyed for less, murmured another council member. Yet these humans, they survive, and they inspire one another. They unite when others fracture. Thalcorin clenched his claws. Enough talk. Prepare the fleet. Let them understand power. The power of the ancients. Let humanity remember this day. It will be the day the universe first truly noticed them. The council chamber filled with energy as portals opened. Ships enormous and unlike anything human technology could create began to materialize from folds in space. Weapons and energy shields glimmered, reflecting the light of distant stars. The council's command was clear. Humanity would face the might of centuries. "Shall we strike immediately?" asked a glowing being hovering near Thalcorin. "No," he said. "We will observe. Let them think they are alone. Let us see how far their defiance reaches. The signal they received, it is only the beginning. When they understand it, we will act." In another part of the galaxy, the silent signal continued to pulse, unaware that the ancient empires had now taken notice. The humans were stepping into a game far larger than they imagined, and the Council of Stars watched every move with careful interest and growing unease. Some of the council members exchanged worried looks. "Do we underestimate them?" asked one. Thalcorin's voice was firm. "Perhaps. But even if we do, that is the risk of observing the defiant. Let us see what humans can truly do. Let them show the universe that courage can be stronger than fear." And somewhere, far across the galaxy, humanity's fleet continued its journey, unaware that eyes older than stars were upon them. The Council of Stars, powerful beyond imagination, prepared to challenge the humans. But for the first time in countless millennia, doubt crept into their ancient hearts. The stars stretched endlessly, and the galaxy held its breath. The humans would soon discover that their actions had awakened something vast and eternal, and the universe was about to remember their name. Deep within the Earth's orbit, the human fleet prepared for what might be the most dangerous encounter in history. Commander Elena Voss paced the bridge of the Resolute, her eyes scanning screens filled with data from the distant sectors. The silent signal had not stopped. Its pulses continued to reach humanity, strange and persistent. Somewhere in the void, watchers older than the stars themselves were observing. "Judging waiting, Commander," Lieutenant Marcos spoke. "The alien fleets we detected are now coordinating near the outer rim. Estimates suggest they could reach us within hours." Elena nodded. "Good, let them come. We are ready. In more ways than they think." She gestured toward a secure hatch below the command deck. "Bring me the prototype." In a high-security laboratory, scientists and engineers worked tirelessly. Dr. Amina Riaz, head of the project, carried a small device carefully through the corridors. The weapon was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. A compact, intelligent energy disruptor capable of targeting alien propulsion and communication systems without destroying life. Its power came from humanity's ingenuity, creativity, and daring, the very traits the Council of Stars underestimated. Elena watched as the device was secured onto the flagship. "Explain again how it works," she asked. Dr. Riaz's eyes gleamed. "It disrupts their energy matrix. Shields, engines, even long-range sensors. The fleet may appear enormous and unstoppable, but when we activate this, they won't know what hit them. Their coordination will fail." Marcos frowned. "It sounds almost too good to be true. What if it fails?" Amina smiled confidently. "That's why we designed it to work in layers. 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. If they survive the first shock, the second will follow. By the time they understand, it will be too late." Elena placed a hand on the device. "This is our edge. The one thing no ancient empire ever expected, humans using intelligence over sheer power." Meanwhile, sensors picked up a new development. A shadow moved across the void, larger than any of the alien ships previously detected. It was silent, massive, and terrifying. A vessel that seemed almost alive. The fleet halted for a moment, scanning. "Commander," Marcos said, "they've arrived earlier than we anticipated." Elena didn't flinch. "Then it's time." The human fleet adjusted positions, forming a pattern designed to maximize the hidden weapon's effect. Ships that seemed ordinary were actually part of a precise geometric formation, calculated to amplify energy waves across the alien armada. Every maneuver, every angle, every course correction was critical. Humans had studied alien technology, anticipated their tactics, and now they would fight smarter, not just harder. As the alien fleet approached, the silent watchers finally spoke among themselves. "They are clever. Dangerous," murmured Thalcorin. "They do not fear us. They move like the hunters of old, yet without instinct. There is thought behind every action." Back on Earth's orbit, Elena activated the device. A low hum filled the bridge, resonating through the hull of the flagship. The energy disruptor began to emit pulses invisible to the naked eye, waves of calculated chaos that spread through space. Sensors aboard the alien ships flickered and died. Communications scrambled. Engines sputtered. Ships that had seemed invincible faltered in formation. The Council's forces were strong, but the humans' hidden weapon turned that strength into vulnerability. Marcos shouted in disbelief. It's working. They're losing control." Amina Riaz nodded. "Patience. Let them unravel." From the observation deck, Ensign Raina Kim watched the alien ship struggle. "They thought they were supreme. But we are not powerless," she whispered. "The humans moved with purpose, striking only when necessary. They didn't destroy recklessly. Each calculated attack focused on maintaining advantage while preserving life. It was not brute force. It was strategy, intelligence, and the courage to defy an empire that had ruled for millennia." In the alien command chamber, the Council of Stars grew uneasy. "Their technology? It adapts. It's attacking our systems in ways we did not predict," Thalcorin said, his voice tense. "And yet, it is small. Tiny compared to the fleet, how?" Another member glowed brighter, eyes wide with shock. "It is not just technology. It is their minds. Humans think differently. They take risks, make choices we would never expect. That is their weapon." Thalcorin clenched his claws. "Then we must adapt as well. Do not underestimate them." Again, meanwhile, the human fleet pressed forward. The hidden weapon caused chaos, but the humans moved with care. Every maneuver, every shot, every energy wave was part of a larger plan. The alien fleet, powerful and ancient, struggled to regroup. They had never faced a foe like this, one that was clever, fast, and fearless. Elena watched the monitors, heart pounding. "Prepare for the next phase. The disruptor is only the beginning. We will use their confusion to our advantage. Humanity will not bow. Humanity will not fear." Outside, the stars seemed brighter, almost alive. The galaxy itself seemed to respond to humanity's courage. And for the first time, humans could feel that defiance, small but powerful, was more potent than even the most advanced fleets of ancient empires. Raina spoke quietly. "Commander, do you think they understand what we are?" Elena smiled, eyes steady. "They will. Soon enough. And when they do, they will realize. Humans are not to be ignored." The alien fleet struggled, but the humans continued to advance, a small force defying the universe's oldest powers. The hidden weapon had given them the edge. But it was their courage, their intelligence, and their unity that would carry them further. And in the silent void, far beyond where humans could see, the pulse of the ancient watchers quickened. For the first time, they wondered if this young species, so small, so fragile, might truly change the balance of the galaxy. The silent signal pulsed again, but this time, it seemed to carry something new: curiosity, caution, and perhaps a hint of fear. Humanity was ready, and the universe had noticed. The void of space was silent, too silent. Commander Elena Voss stood on the bridge of the Resolute, her eyes fixed on the sensor readings. The alien fleet had arrived in full force, vast and overwhelming, stretching across the blackness like a living wall. Their shapes shimmered with energy shields, weapons arrays, and propulsion systems humanity had only seen in the data of ancient archives. But humanity was ready. "Elena," Lieutenant Marcos said, voice tense, "they're moving into attack formation. If they strike, they could obliterate us in minutes." Elena's expression was calm, almost serene. "Then we strike first. Remember our advantage. Intelligence over brute force. We do not fear them. They fear us because we think differently." The fleet moved as one. Every ship in position, every trajectory calculated. The human fleet may have been smaller, but their coordination was precise. The hidden weapon hummed with quiet power, ready to disrupt alien systems at the exact moment. "Activate the disruptor," Elena ordered. A pulse rippled across space. Alien shields flickered and stuttered, engines sputtered, and communications went silent. The Council of Stars had never encountered a species that could strike before they could react. Their pride, built over millennia, was crumbling. On the bridge, Raina Kim's hands flew across the controls. "They're losing cohesion. Systems failing across the enemy fleet." Marcos grinned. "They won't know what hit them." Outside, alien vessels faltered. Some drifted helplessly, others collided in confusion. Humanity's fleet took advantage, moving quickly to strike critical points. Torpedoes and energy blasts carefully calculated disabled key enemy ships without causing unnecessary destruction. Humans did not destroy recklessly. They struck with precision. In the alien command chambers, Thalkoran's massive form trembled with fury. How can they? "They are small," a glowing council member said, "but they act as one. They anticipate our every move. It is unnatural, yes," Thalkoran said, his voice low and dangerous. "Their defiance. It is contagious. We have underestimated them, and that was our first mistake." Back in orbit, Elena issued orders calmly but firmly. "Focus on the warships that threaten our fleet. Avoid civilian losses. Humanity fights with honor, even against those who would destroy us without hesitation." The first strike was a success. Alien ships that had seemed invincible were now crippled, drifting silently in the void. The Council of Stars watched with shock. They had expected fear, surrender, or retreat. But humanity had done the unthinkable. They struck first and struck with intelligence. Marcos shouted over the comms, "Commander, they're trying to regroup. They're sending reinforcements from the rear." Elena nodded. "Let them come. We're ready for them. Target their engines and communications again. Disrupt and confuse. We win by outthinking them, not overpowering them." The human fleet moved with astonishing coordination. Each ship, small and seemingly insignificant, had a role. Some fired, some scanned, some acted as decoys. The aliens, despite their vast experience and power, could not anticipate every move. Humanity's creativity and courage were unmatched. On the observation deck, Raina watched in awe. They thought they were the masters of the galaxy. But we are not afraid, and we fight differently. That is our strength. Meanwhile, deep in the alien fleet, Thalkoran's voice echoed across the command channels. "Contain the humans. Do not let them spread their chaos. They must be crushed before this spreads further." But it was too late. Humanity's first strike had already shifted the battle. Alien pride was wounded, fleets were in disarray, and the Council of Stars began to question their own strategies. They had assumed superiority, but humans had proven unpredictability. Courage and intelligence were forces of their own. Elena turned to Marcos, a hint of a smile on her face. "Prepare for the next phase. The first strike was just a warning. We show them humanity is not to be underestimated." Torpedoes glowed as they left human ships. Energy beams cut through space, and disrupted alien vessels drifted helplessly. The silent signal pulsed again, almost like a heartbeat in time with humanity's defiant moves. Somewhere across the galaxy, the Council of Stars whispered among themselves. "They are different, fearless, bold, and they adapt." "Yes," another said. "This is more than courage. It is defiance, and defiance can be dangerous." In orbit, Elena stood tall, calm amid the chaos. Humanity had struck first, but the battle was far from over. The alien fleets were vast, ancient, and powerful. Yet for the first time in countless millennia, humans had shown they could challenge the impossible. The fleet moved forward, a small but determined force, striking with precision, strategy, and unity. Humanity was no longer a silent observer in the galaxy. They had made their first mark. Raina spoke softly, awe in her voice. "We did it." They didn't expect this. Elena's gaze remained fixed on the stars ahead. No, they did not. And they will never forget it. Humanity has taken the first step, and the universe is learning. That we do not bow. The stars stretched endlessly, but the pulse of the silent signal, the hidden weapon, and humanity's courage combined into something greater, something the galaxy had not seen before. And somewhere far away, The ancient watchers, the Council of Stars, realized that a young species had dared to defy the universe. For the first time, fear entered their hearts. The battlefield was quiet now, though the alien fleet still drifted, crippled and confused. Humanity had struck first and won the upper hand, but Commander Elena Voss knew the war was far from over. Victory in battle did not mean victory in understanding. To truly survive, humans needed to learn more about the ancient empires that watched them. Elena, Lieutenant Marcos said, pointing to the sensors, "We've detected a signal coming from one of the largest ships, the command vessel. It's different. The energy readings, it's almost like a library. Data, archives, something huge." Elena's eyes narrowed. "Prepare an infiltration team. We need to understand their technology, their secrets. If we want to survive and fight smart, we need knowledge they never expected us to take." Dr. Amina Riaz, who had worked tirelessly on the hidden weapon, joined them. "This is our chance. These ships hold millennia of history, strategy, and weapons knowledge. If we can access even a fraction of it, humanity can change the odds completely." The humans approached the massive alien command vessel cautiously. Its hull glimmered with energy fields, and strange symbols flowed across its surface, shifting as if alive. The alien fleet's confusion gave them cover, but the task remained dangerous. The infiltration team, led by Elena herself, moved aboard the ship via stealth pods. The interior was like nothing they had imagined. Massive halls lined with energy conduits, floating archives, and holographic displays that seemed to respond to thought. The air was thick with power, and the ship itself seemed aware of their presence. "This place, it's alive," whispered Ensign Raina Kim. "It's as if the ship is thinking." Elena nodded. "Be careful. The Council of Stars built these vessels to be self-protecting. We can't trigger alarms." The team navigated deeper into the ship, guided by Dr. Riaz's analysis. They found rooms filled with holographic data streams showing star systems, fleets, and battles older than humanity itself. Ships of unimaginable size and power, empires rising and falling. Entire civilizations wiped out. Everything was recorded here. Amina gasped. "This is incredible. Their technology, their history, it's all preserved. We can learn their weaknesses, their strategies, everything." As they explored, the ship seemed to test them. Energy fields flickered, corridors shifted, and strange sentinels made of pure energy appeared briefly, then vanished. Yet the humans pressed forward, determined, clever, and fearless. Finally, they reached the central archive, a massive chamber where information flowed like rivers of light. Ancient knowledge about the Council's fleets, energy systems, and even secret weapons was now within reach. The humans began downloading and analyzing the data. "This is beyond anything we imagined," Amina said, eyes wide. "They've had hundreds of thousands of years to perfect this technology. But their arrogance is their weakness. They never expected a young species to infiltrate their command ship." Elena studied the data carefully. "We can use this, not just to defend ourselves, but to turn their own power against them. Knowledge is humanity's hidden weapon now. They thought fear would stop us, but intelligence, courage, and adaptability will." Suddenly, a voice echoed through the chamber. Not alien, not human, but a deep resonant tone that seemed to come from the ship itself. "Intruders, why do you take what is not yours?" Elena stepped forward. "We take only what is necessary to survive. Your species underestimated ours. We are humanity. We will not bow." The ship pulsed, its energy flowing around them. Then surprisingly, it remained calm. It seemed to recognize their defiance as something rare, worthy of attention. "This is amazing," Raina said. "Even the ship. It respects our courage." With the archives secured, the team returned to the pods and prepared to leave. The human fleet waited outside, ready for whatever came next. The information they had gained was immense. Strategies, weaknesses, and secrets of the ancients were now in human hands. Back on the Resolute, Elena and her team reviewed the data. Maps of energy conduits, fleet formations, even hidden weapon caches. Humanity now had knowledge that could level the playing field. The galaxy's oldest empires had underestimated humans, and that mistake would cost them. Dr. Riaz smiled. "We can now predict their moves, exploit their weaknesses. This changes everything. Humanity isn't just fighting for survival anymore. We can win. Elena looked out at the stars, determination in her eyes. Yes, but we must be careful. Knowledge is power, but also a target. The Council of Stars will react, they always do. And when they do, we must be ready for anything. In the council chambers, far away, the ancient beings felt the ripple of intrusion. Humans, they have taken our secrets, Thalcorin said, his voice tight with disbelief. We thought they were small, fragile, insignificant. But now, they are dangerous. Very dangerous, the other members murmured in agreement. For the first time in millennia, the Council of Stars truly feared a young species. Humanity had defied the universe and learned its deepest secrets. On the Resolute, Elena addressed her fleet. We have struck, we have learned, and we have survived. But the war is far from over. The universe is vast, ancient, and powerful. But humanity has one advantage the galaxy has never seen: courage, intelligence, and the will to never bow. Prepare yourselves. The next phase begins soon. The Council of Stars will strike back, but we will be ready. And when they come, they will learn that humans are not to be underestimated. The silent signal pulsed once more, a heartbeat of the cosmos echoing across the galaxy. Humanity had discovered the secrets of the ancients, and the universe had begun to notice. The galaxy trembled as the remnants of the alien fleet regrouped, struggling to recover from the humans' first strikes and the secrets stolen from the command vessel. Humanity's fleet, though smaller and seemingly fragile, moved with purpose, precision, and intelligence that even the oldest civilizations could not anticipate. Commander Elena Voss stood on the bridge of the Resolute, eyes scanning the dark expanse. Sensors indicate the Council is coordinating a counterattack, she said, her voice calm but firm. They have learned something, but not everything. We will use that to our advantage. Lieutenant Marcos frowned at the display. They're massive, Elena. Their combined firepower could wipe us out in minutes. Elena's gaze did not waver. Strength isn't everything. We know their weaknesses now. It's time to turn the battle around. Every strategy they expect, we've already planned against. Humanity fights differently. That is our edge. Across the void, the Council of Stars was furious. Ancient empires, built on centuries of dominance, had underestimated humans at every turn. Now their pride was wounded, their fleets fragmented. We cannot allow this species to challenge us further, Thalcorin growled, his silver eyes flashing with rage. Deploy everything. Leave nothing behind. Humanity must kneel or be erased. But even as the Council unleashed wave after wave of warships, humanity was ready. The secrets of the ancients, stolen from the command vessel, guided every maneuver. Maps of energy conduits, weapon systems, and fleet formations allowed human commanders to predict attacks before they even happened. Form defensive wedges, Elena ordered. Use the disruptor to weaken their lead ships, then flank from above and below. Timing is everything. The fleet executed the maneuvers perfectly. Alien ships fired, but many of their weapons misfired or hit empty space. Communications faltered, engines sputtered. The humans struck back with precision, disabling key vessels and turning the Council's own strategies against them. Raina Kim watched from the observation deck. They thought they could overwhelm us. But we're turning this fight. They didn't expect humans to think this way. Amina Riaz smiled, analyzing incoming data. They may be older, larger, and stronger, but they can't anticipate creativity, courage, and teamwork. Humanity's advantage grows with every move we make. As the battle escalated, the humans identified the Council's central command ship, a massive living vessel that seemed to pulse with energy. Its presence was the key to the alien fleet's cohesion. Without it, the other ships would falter. Elena, Marcos said, if we strike that ship, the entire fleet could collapse. Yes, Elena replied, but it won't be easy. They will expect a direct attack. We'll need to be clever. Unpredictable. The plan was daring. Human ships split into multiple decoy formations, drawing the alien fleet away from the command vessel. Meanwhile, a smaller team, including Elena herself, would approach stealthily from an unexpected angle, using energy shadows and gravity currents to mask their movement. The universe thinks it is watching us, Elena said to her crew. But it is humans who are watching it now. Let's show them how we fight. The decoy ships engaged the alien fleet, taking fire but executing maneuvers that caused confusion. Alien leaders barked orders trying to maintain formation, but the humans' strategy was flawless. Meanwhile, Elena's team closed in on the command ship. They activated the disruptor in precise bursts, causing localized energy disturbances that disabled defensive shields without alerting the entire vessel. Every move was calculated, every second critical. Inside the command ship, the Council of Stars sensed the intrusion. "They are inside," Thalcorin hissed. "They have learned too much. Stop them before it is too late." But it was too late. Elena's team infiltrated the ship's core, releasing precise energy pulses that destabilized key systems. The command ship shuddered as energy conduits overloaded. Outside, the alien fleet began to falter, ships colliding, engines failing, formations breaking apart. "Now!" Elena shouted. "Target the main propulsion nodes. Focus fire!" The human fleet unleashed coordinated attacks. Energy beams cut through the alien ships with surgical precision. The disruptor waves amplified the chaos, spreading through the fleet like wildfire. Ancient empires, which had ruled countless galaxies, now stumbled in confusion. Reyna's voice trembled with excitement. "We're doing it. The fleet is collapsing." Amina's eyes sparkled. "Humanity isn't just surviving. We're turning the fight into victory." On the bridge of the Resolute, Elena's hands hovered over the controls. "Hold steady. One final strike. Then we consolidate. We must show them humans are not weak. We are defiant." The final attack was flawless. Alien ships lost power, engines failed, and the command ship quivered under the human assault. The Council of Stars had underestimated humanity at every step, and now they were paying the price. Thalcorin's voice rang through the void, heavy with disbelief. "Impossible. How can such a young species defy us so completely?" Elena's voice was calm, firm, and filled with purpose. "We are humans. We adapt, we survive, and we never bow to fear, no matter how ancient or powerful the enemy may be." As the dust of battle settled, the humans stood victorious, not because of raw strength, but because of intelligence, courage, and unity. The galaxy's oldest powers had underestimated them, and that mistake had shifted the balance. The stars stretched endlessly, but the pulse of the silent signal, the secrets of the ancients, and humanity's defiance combined into something greater, a force no one in the galaxy could ignore. Reyna whispered, awe in her voice. "We did it. We turned the impossible into reality." Elena looked out at the stars, determination burning in her eyes. "This is only the beginning. The universe has learned something today. Humanity will never be weak, and our courage can change the fate of even the oldest empires." The Council of Stars, ancient and proud, had been forced to reckon with a new truth. Humans were no longer insignificant. Humanity had reached the turning point, and from this moment onward, nothing in the galaxy would be the same. The galaxy was silent, not the calm of peace, but the quiet that comes after a storm. A storm that had been unleashed by humanity's courage and intelligence. The ancient fleets of the Council of Stars lay scattered, crippled, and confused. For the first time in millennia, the oldest powers of the galaxy had been humbled. Commander Elena Voss stood on the bridge of the Resolute, eyes scanning the stars. Humanity had survived impossible odds. They had struck first, outsmarted the ancient empires, and turned their secrets into weapons. The galaxy would never forget this moment. Lieutenant Marcos approached, awe in his voice. "Commander, we did it. The Council. They've lost control." Elena shook her head slowly, a hint of a smile on her lips. "They have not lost control completely, but they have learned something new about humans, about us." Reyna Kim, still watching the void outside, whispered, They feared us. They truly feared us for the first time." Amina Riaz stepped forward, holding a console filled with data from the alien archives. "They underestimated our courage, our intelligence, our unity. That mistake, it cost them. Humanity didn't just survive, we changed the balance." Across the galaxy, the Council of Stars convened once more. Thalcorin's massive form loomed in the chamber, eyes burning with anger and disbelief. "They have done the impossible. Humans, a young fragile species, they have defied everything we are. They have turned our own power against us." Other council members murmured, their ancient voices heavy with unease. "They are unpredictable, fearless, bold beyond measure. They will not bow, and that is dangerous. Yes, Thalcorin said, voice tight. This species has taught the universe a lesson. Fear, not of their weapons, not of their size, but of their defiance. They will not be ignored. Back on the Resolute, Elena addressed her fleet. Listen carefully. Today, humanity has shown the galaxy that courage is stronger than fear. Intelligence is stronger than arrogance. And unity is stronger than any empire. We do not conquer through cruelty or power alone. We conquer through determination, creativity, and the will to survive. The crew cheered, though quietly, understanding the gravity of what they had achieved. Humanity had not just won a battle. They had earned respect from civilizations older than stars. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, each one now a reminder that the universe had noticed. Other species, far across countless galaxies, would speak in whispers about humans who defied the Council of Stars, about a species that refused to bow, a species that survived against impossible odds. Elena turned to Marcos. The war isn't over. There will be challenges ahead. The Council will recover, and other civilizations may try to test us. But we have proven something essential today. Humanity is not weak. Humanity will not be silent. Humanity will not fear, Reyna added softly. And we will continue to grow, learn, and survive. Amina smiled, looking at the stars. The universe may be vast and ancient, but it has never seen anything like us. And now, it fears us. In a way, it has never feared anything before. Elena nodded, eyes reflecting the distant light of 1,000 stars. Let them fear us, not because we are cruel, not because we are destructive, but because we are humans. Because we dare to defy, to challenge, and to survive. That is our greatest weapon, and it is unstoppable. In the council chambers, the ancient beings were silent. They had seen civilizations rise and fall, species claim dominance, empires conquer worlds. But never had they faced a species that fought with courage, intelligence, and defiance so pure. They have changed the rules, one council member murmured. The universe has learned a new kind of fear. The fear of humans. Yes, Thalcorin said, voice low but resolute, and we must respect it. We underestimated them once. We cannot again. Humans are no longer insignificant. They are a force the galaxy must reckon with. Back on the Resolute, the human fleet moved forward, not as conquerors, but as survivors and pioneers. They had proven that humanity could face the impossible, outthink the ancient, and survive against the greatest powers the universe had ever known. Reyna looked out at the stars one last time. It's beautiful, but it feels different now. The galaxy feels smaller, and yet more alive, because we're here. Elena placed a hand on the console, her voice firm and full of resolve. Today, humanity has shown the universe its courage. But tomorrow, we will show them our will to thrive. We are humans. We do not bow. We do not fear. And we will never be forgotten. The silent signal pulsed once more, echoing across the galaxy. A heartbeat of humanity's defiance, strength, and courage. And somewhere, far away, the universe trembled. Not at our weapons, not at our size, but at the unyielding spirit of humans who dared to defy the impossible. And for the first time in the galaxy's history, the universe learned fear, not of destruction, but of humanity itself.